right. Hello, everyone.
Many paths to tranquility.
Welcome back to game 13.
Come out.
We're gold 3. So far, things have been pretty smoothly, but since this is game 13, we'll see if our luck dries up. We're going to get 2 XP less to level. That generally, to me, means trying to push levels a little bit better, you know. Technically speaking, leveling all the way to level 10 is something like 14 or something less experience needed. So trying to lean into that. All right, Primordian. We do like our Primordian. I don't have an issue with Redeemer. Ross is cool. You do kind of want Ross to be supported by other units. Trying to carry him as a 1-star has not worked out super well for me. And then I usually don't wind up hitting him 2-star until like stage 4, so.
Down, but I have a low center of gravity.
Primordian. All right. Game. There we go.
With a lamp coming through.
All right, Birthday Union seems to be a good choice here. Nothing wrong with late game scaling either. But between the two, I feel like Birthday Reunion is going to get you there a little bit better. Frontline Foundation, nothing wrong with that. These are all good choices. All right, we'll go with the emblem. We'll go with the emblem. That's pretty crazy work right there. That almost makes me want to reroll. Just make the glove or the hand of justice. All right. A lot of poppies, that's for sure.
Old man with a lamp coming through.
Shoot. Okay.
My God doesn't want peace.
No, that's not how you're gonna do that. That's not how we're gonna do that. Can I buy the unit?
Fight me.
All right, 4 Bastion. Bastion this early is very strong, as well as the fact that we're going to be able to basically immediately segue into 3 meeple. So, all right.
I am the God Killer.
We are quite strong. Out of the boards I'm seeing, There's a possibility we lose some of them. There are some rather nice level 5 boards. But yeah, we're gonna have some difficulty getting through this team. Now, one way I can do this is I can just not even roll for Poppy. Just hold on to her, right? It means other people are going to have a little bit of a harder time finding their copies if they need one of them. And we can just meeple print. Just meeple print. Yeah, we're going to take the experience.
I offer relief from pain.
Continue trying to win streak. We want the Rage Blade. As much as the extra Poppy would be kind of funny. We have solutions for solving Poppy, assuming we don't naturally finish her. So, all good. Excuse me. Wow, that would have been a 3-star Poppy. That's pretty crazy. All right, so earlier in the week they were saying that there's a lot of games being played right now, and today is currently Friday, and we're getting about a few hours away from prime time East Coast USA. So I'm not super surprised that games are being a little weird. Like throughout the month there have been unexpected downtimes and issues. This gentleman has an interesting board. I definitely would have made the Rage Blade if I were him. The question is, there isn't a world where we go 6 Bastion, would there? That seems kind of meme. Ornn's a bit expensive. I believe we're just gonna leave Ornn alone right now.
Now this I like.
Here, this is how we'll solve that. Technically, it shouldn't be that much weaker. We don't have Aatrox really doing anything, and this gets us an extra item. So we'll just make that decision now. Finishing the Jax 2-star very early is honestly quite rare. Jax is usually a very popular unit. You can see this guy did make a Rage Blade, right? So his carry's also 2-star. And it has healing. So not much I could have done there. Maybe some positioning, but I think I would have needed some sort of items on my front line. This guy went... Oh, that's where he's getting the 5 HP. Okay. So this lobby is kind of like some of the other ones we've been playing, where the bottom part of the lobby is just being beat the hell up by the top part of the lobby. This is definitely the spot I prefer to be in, playing from a position of power. It's, you know, fairly obvious that playing from a boss standpoint is a little bit more mentally taxing, especially if you are on what I would refer to as tilt. All right, since we lost, we're just going to, let's see, we'll put all the items on Meepsy just in case we need to move items around. Means I have to use less magnetic removers. There probably isn't a world where I'm able to 3-star Jax, probably. We can see this gentleman, right? Like they're looking to play Meeple as well, but we're kind of griefing them a little. They also leveled very fast, so none of their units are finished. All right. The Yasuo's blade work is really what carried him there. Could be artifacts. Could be little buddies. That won't affect us right now, though. I think we're gonna go for Epoch.
Look out!
All right. Now,
Old man with a lamp coming through.
I believe we're just gonna kind of sit on this. I don't want to use these rerolls yet. I would really like to use those rerolls to help get the 4-cost meeples, because that's very important. We have not gotten a meeple emblem or anything like that, so double Orn means 2 more items, or 2 items on the field, so probably the strongest unit I can put in. Jaxes are, to be honest, being mainly held right now, not with the intent of getting a 3-star. That would be nice, but I just naturally rolled them and keep other people from hitting their Jaxes, because Jax is, of course, a very popular unit. We can see that the lobby is in many ways reacting to the sort of strongness of it. This player right here is not reacting much at all. All right. That was a rather nice reload. What's it called? I don't even know if that's any better, because we don't actually get 5 meeple in. Yeah, we're just gonna sit still. So technically speaking, Fizz may not be the best option here. The difference might be mildly negligible. The losses we have had haven't been too bad of losses, so we're still very much in this game. And thanks to Meeple Printer, the biggest issue we probably will have is actually getting 2-star 4-costs. That's usually the hardest part about Meeple. Rammus is very popular. Corky's very popular. So yeah. We are going to go for a random boom. Now, all right, so we have 4 Bastion. We're going to take the more expensive unit, and we're going to try to finish. What? What? Oh, and I lost 3 health. Okay. That was a bit confusing, but, you know, gold's gold. All right, there we go. 5 meeple. Jaxes can go. And, yeah. 56 to level. Might be a 4-2 roll down. We will see. The earlier I can get Meeple Printer on, the better. As the longer games go, the less you're able to actually print. particularly of high cost units. This guy has attack speed, it looks like. Oh, he has a double arbiter. All right. That person is, of course, scouting me because they're frustrated because we're playing the same thing. Not much I can do about that. This is the board I was handed, and yeah. That guy doesn't have his jacks. That guy went for a crown of Demacia. That's wild. We got more meeple. If this game goes poorly, it will be almost entirely on the fact that we're being two-way or three-way contested. It's tough to say how many of those players are full committed, but very likely they're going to be looking to at least do Rammus and Corky. So we do, of course, have to be somewhat careful. My urge would be to roll on the next level, but we're probably actually going to level on 4-1, and that's still not going to leave us with a whole lot of gold to roll down with, but we're in a little bit of a pressure situation. Technically speaking, Thresh's Boon wasn't bad. 9 gold for 3 health shouldn't be an issue. I say tentatively. This might also have to be a level 9 board. The Bastion emblem with Meeple does make it so that to get your Bastion frontline, you feel a little bit, because normally, you know, when you cap at 8, all right, in level, sure.
By force of will.
And we're honestly fairly spooned here. Jax is out of there. We need any meeple to print. We then take items off of here, make that, and throw 2 swords together. Print Meepsy. So far, the main thing I would say is maybe trying to get like a Fate Weaver in. So that this could even be like a level 10 board, or drop Bastion lower. I don't really like that though. The reason I say level 10 is that you would get Riven and Milo in. All right, so we have Econ, rerolls, tank. So we really want damage. We could gamble the Gilded Steel if I miss. Yeah, we'll gamble Gilded Steel. I'm thinking. Card transfer isn't bad, Indiscriminate Killer isn't bad, Clockwork isn't bad, but we'll take Gilded Steel. And we just naturally roll a Meeple or a Bard. That's honestly kind of crazy. Yeah, that's good. All right, I want to still print the Meepsy. I don't necessarily have items. It would be all the way until 5-2 or 5-1 rather before Bard would print, and I would rather my front line look a little bit better, particularly because we don't have any Rammus items currently. Make sure everybody's drinking water if they have some, you know, stay hydrated. All right, very nice. That also gets us 30 gold. Double Gnar there is actually kind of rare. We're gonna grab that. Shojin might be the play next. I just really lack items. Unfortunate. We literally have what, like 6, 10, 11. Technically, we've only gotten 11 items. We are 12 altogether because Ornn has an item and the Bastion emblem, but yeah. This does mean that a Thief's Glove would be extremely strong. It would give us an extra 2 items for only 2 components, effectively. That might be an angle we try to go for. We're gonna go for mystery loot. We'll take Thresh's random buffs and stuff. We'll take the glove. As we can see, Glow down here never actually recovered. He did not respond to the lobby, so he wasn't lost streaking in the sense that he was doing anim or anything, so, you know, mistakes were made. I would say that, you know, as much as the Reforgers are nice, getting 3 swords was a little awkward. All right, and we got what, just component in gold. All right, glove, a glove. See, look at that. Just we'll put that there. Now we do have 2 Reforgers. It would be really nice if I could get a tier, a glove, and any random item, and then reforge that random item into another glove. The odds of me hitting 2 gloves in one shop on 4-7 usually doesn't happen, and when I forced it, it's usually cost a lot of gold. I am, of course, not a super big believer. I don't believe that Crown of Demacia is all that good. He would be scary if he was, if he had been leveling or printing his emote, but you know. Awesome. So this should mean that Meepsy basically prints fully. Alright, another reason to hold on all to the meeples is that it just makes other people have a harder time hit their board. We have the extra money, we're in a good health position, so
Looks can be deceiving.
now if this person had Leona with better items, it would be very scary. I'm not, and I'm fighting a ghost right now, I believe, so we should have this in the bag.
Looks can be deceiving. Watch closely.
Gilded Steel is also very nice. Gilded Steel combined with Thresh buff should make my team decently tanky. Alright. We can do that. That is not ideal, but the way that this will work is Thief's Glove, and then we're going to alright. Well, that decides what that item's for. This lobby is so laggy. It's ridiculous. a 2, which gives us rerolls. All right, nothing came of it. Fine. I imagine these people are probably a little annoyed with me. They're like, why am I contesting? When, you know, if you saw my opener, my hand was kind of forced. We are very closely matched, but they have a lot less HP, so we're in a way better position. Is this gold? It's gold. You can put that in. And delay, because of course. Didn't even register that I re-rolled for a unit, so I mean, I guess that's lucky. Sorry, cats are running around and misbehaving. Stop that, cat. This guy is, of course, very strong. He might be in contender for first place. Only so much you can do. Doesn't help that I'm not able to actually re-roll. All right.
I am in control.
Recommended item.
I am in control.
I'm ready.
All right. And we're gonna finish 2-star or 3-star Meepsy.
Looks can be deceiving.
We do also have a chance at getting a dragon. Now, because there are 3 Meepo players, if they do not all get knocked out, there's a possibility one of us can high roll and get the Elder Dragon, which would be very complicated. Hopefully it's me. All right, getting stronger this turn. I suppose that can go there. And a Thief's Gloves. Look at that. Okay, Thief's Gloves.
I can read your every thought.
That's extremely lucky. You don't often see that. Definitely a little bit of a high roll. Now this guy is competing with the other guy, so right now neither of them can get a 3-star LeBlanc. That is beautiful. All right, we can, I guess, I don't know.
Psychic energy.
Uh-huh. All right. So yeah, let's see. This game might be a fourth, might be a fifth, maybe. I'm hoping not. Top four. All right.
I'm ready.
That's good. Lobby's quite strong. Oh, we hit it. We hit the dragon. Look at that. You just gotta speak things into existence. Okay. So let's do Dragon's Claw. Makes Meepsy very scary. Ram is taking a lot of damage. No. 48. All right. Next turn, assuming we don't die, we can level.
Be gone.
Very scary. And we're done. And it's a fourth by 1 HP.
You will serve as a
Well, good game. Kind of hard to say where the exact failure in that game was. I would say probably the biggest thing to point out is that these two gentlemen right here were locked in, and they kind of taxed my economy, right? I do think if I could have leveled up one more time, I might have been able to get the third, but unfortunately, this guy up here is just way too strong. But yeah, game went is about as good as it probably could have gone. You could consider that maybe don't pick like Epoch or something to that effect, since technically that does put me down in Augment in the end. You could also argue that when I used my free re-rolls on stage 3, that was maybe a bit of a mistake. That might have been a way for me to keep more economy by holding it for later. I also saw that I had thought that 4-1 was going to be the what's it called, proper XP interval, but it wound up actually still being 4-2. So I could have waited a turn, but nonetheless, our decisions got us a 4th, and good game. Like and subscribe. I mean, if you got all the way to the end here, I appreciate anyone who watches. I am streaming 9 to 11 Eastern every day of the week on Twitch at twitch.tv exiled TFT. I can't post the link just yet. You have a great day.